Hello and welcome to Disney Movie Investigations. This is file number 1800, Alley Cat Strike, as well as a bonus story on the early beginnings of the Disney Channel. So for those of you that this is your first time watching these videos, what they are is we take a deep dive into a Disney movie that is featured on Disney Plus, and we break it down into its production history, its future, as well as its impact overall. As well, from time to time, we will do bonus stories, especially on the shorter movie videos. And this week, we are doing a bonus story on the early origins of the Disney Channel. And this is going to be ongoing. I'm not going to do the whole entire history of the Disney Channel because there's just so much to cover. But this is from the beginning of the Disney Channel up until 1990. So let's first look at our movie of the week, which is Alley Cat Strike. And this was released on the Disney Channel on March 18th of the year 2000. And it was directed by Rod Daniel. And for those of you that don't recognize him, he also directed the Michael J. Fox 80s comedy Teen Wolf. And the script was written by Gregory K. Pincus. And he had written the movie Little Big League, if you those remember the 90s baseball movie. So in terms of the cast, we have Kylie Schmidt as Alex Thompson, Robert Richard as Todd McLemore, and Kaylee Kuko from Eliza Bowers, who plays Eliza Bowers. And that name may ring a bell, as she would go on to play Penny in The Big Bang Theory. And then finally we have Mimi Pally, who plays Della Gracie. So there's not much of a production history. This had a very short turnaround. It was started filming on October 25th, 1999 and released in March of 2000. So again, a very quite quick production schedule. In terms of the plot, what the movie is about is a inter-school sports competition between East and West Appleton High has led to the first ever tie. And the only sport left that both schools have teams in is bowling. So each team has a bowling club, and now they must compete against each other for the coveted Golden Apple. And to throw it into the mix, this is the last year that the Golden Apple will be coveted because the schools will be combining into one school at the end of this year. So the East Appleton team is headed by Alex Thompson and his friends, and they're avid bowlers, where Alex Thompson's father actually owns a bowling alley. So he has lots of practice doing bowling, and he spends all his free time bowling. And then through a series of events, the starting quarterback of the football team, Todd McLemore, has joined the bowling team. And now Alex and Todd must learn the value of compromise and seeing the world from someone else's point of view in order to claim victory for their home school. So again, the release, I couldn't find much about this. The release was very popular. It's not as big as High School Musical by any means, but it is one of the more popular Disney Channel movies. It was released on VHS for the Disney Movie Club, but in terms of general release, it did not get a DVD or a movie release or a VHS release, and it now can be found on Disney Plus. So in terms of general thoughts, it is a great general theme about cooperation and compromise, as well as learning to work together, which I think is a great theme throughout the movie. The story is okay, not great. It is a lot of stereotypical plot devices, the football team mixing with the school geeks type of thing, and then they learn that they're actually they're really cool with each other. It is a typical Disney Channel movie at the time, a lot of teen stars. I think they were hoping that Alex Thompson, that Kylie Schmidt, who plays Alex Thompson, would go on to bigger and better things. He is a Canadian actor, but he hasn't really done anything. I think this was his biggest thing. He hasn't really gone on to much success after that, unfortunately. So unfortunately, that's really about it for Alley Cat Strike. Again, there's not a lot to it. It is just a basic Disney Channel movie. One I would definitely check out. It's definitely worth watching. But again, it's not deep in history, unfortunately. So thus brings our bonus story, which is the history of the Disney Channel. So in 1977, Walt Disney production executive Jim Gimero brought forward the idea of a TV network focused on the Disney Channel. Initially, this was stalled for several reasons. The first of all, Disney had just sold a lot of their film library or license their film library to HBO. So they had to wait till that deal was over, as well as Disney chairman Card Walker shut the idea down as the company was really focused on the building of Epcot at the time, as well as Tokyo Disney. So they had a lot of other projects in the works at that point, and they just didn't want to start another one. The idea ended up being revived in November of 1981 when Disney entered into a partnership with Group W Satellite Communications. But then unfortunately they hit another snag. In September of 1982, Group W Communications backed out of the agreement. They had several disagreements about creative control, as well as Group W Satellite Company didn't want to be responsible for 50% of the startup cost. And Disney that was pretty firm on that, saying like, you take 50% of the expenses to do this group venture. So along came Alan Wagner, who ended up becoming the Disney Channel's first president, and he continued to develop it. And then they did announce the Disney Channel to the public in early 1983, and it was a premium channel, so it wasn't additional cost to viewers. And the price range was between $8 and $11, depending on your cable company. And the Disney Channel ended up launching nationally as a premium channel, like I said, at 7 p.m. Eastern Time on April 18th. And they offered, to help promote this, they offered several magazines that were called the Disney Channel magazines, and they would help kind of promote the Disney Channel and show kind of the original content that they were going to be displaying. It was a mixture of original content as well as like Disney movies that could not, at that time, home video was fairly early on, so this was like the only place where you could get Disney movies. And then, so the channel would offer a 16-hour programming block from 7 a.m. to 11 p.m. Eastern Time. And by September of 1983, all 50 states had access to the Disney Channel. And then more than 611,000 subscribers had signed up for the Disney Channel by December of 1983. So this was very profitable. And they were automatically doing Disney Channel original movies. And actually, in October of 1983, the channel did debut its first original movie called Tiger Town. I tried to find a copy of this to watch, but it is impossible to find. I'm surprised it's not on Disney Plus. Maybe it will be in the near future. I don't see a huge demand for it, but like maybe like if for completists or people that want to see everything Disney, it'll pop up on there. But this movie did ended up doing really well, and it earned the Disney Channel a Cable Ace Award. And then ultimately the channel reached profitability in January of 1985, so less than 2 years, and it had 1.75 million subscribers. And again, this was a paid channel, so this was a big deal at the time. So the first television show that they produced, the original television show that aired, was Good Morning Mickey, and it was the first original programming, as well as the first ever program to air on the Disney Channel. And what it was a combination of animated shorts featuring Mickey Mouse, and they would tie them together loosely with themes. And then the Mickey Mouse was obviously the prime focus, but it did also feature shorts of Goofy, Donald, Chip and Dale, and Pluto as well. And the show was a mainstay in the early days of the Disney Channel, and it lasted until 1992, when eventually it was replaced by Mickey Mouse Tracks. So that's going to be our first installment of Disney Channel history, because there's a lot to cover, and I don't want to overwhelm anybody. But I thought, in terms of our Disney artifact for the week, because we're talking about Mickey Mouse, I would show you. So this is the Aerosmith Rock and Roller Coaster Mickey Mouse plush, and I got him while working at Walt Disney World. And essentially, he's all decked out in his rock and roll gear on the way to the Rock and Roller Coaster. So again, thought that was a neat kind of display item, and who knows, with the rumors that the Rock and Roller Coaster is going to be shutting down, it may be a collector's item. So yeah. So again, that's going to do it for this week on Disney Movie Investigations. Not a super long video this week, but again, just kind of whetting the appetite on the history of the Disney Channel, as well as doing a movie review on Alley Cat Strike. So our next video is going to be our September bonus poll. And as of right now, it looks like it will be Ferris Bueller's Day Off. But there is still 2 more days for voting, so you never know. Something could change. But as of right now, it will be Ferris Bueller's Day Off. So I look forward to seeing you guys on the next video, and hope you're having a great night. Bye-bye.